beautiful? It's Amy from Aspire Zen, and today I am going to spill the beans on how easy it is to make your own beans. But first, why is it important to eat beans? Well, they're really, really good for you. For one thing, they have a ton of protein in them. They're a great source of plant-based protein. They have 9 out of the 20 essential amino acids, so they're not a complete protein, but they can be combined with other foods to make them such. So think beans and rice, or bean and cheese burrito. You basically want to combine them with a nut, a seed, a type of dairy, or any kind of grain. And then you've got a complete protein. So excellent source if you are on a plant-based diet. They also have folate in them, which helps with overall health, red blood cell health, and then it's great for anybody who is expecting a baby or is wanting to get pregnant. They also have lots of antioxidants in them, which are big time disease fighters. So think of, cancer fighting, you want to go for your antioxidants. They also help with fatty liver. So they decrease your bad cholesterol versus say an animal protein that can tend to up your bad cholesterol. They're also fantastic for your gut health. They help stimulate the good bacteria that are living in there that will help create general good immunity, fight inflammation. All sorts of research has been done lately on the benefits of eating to enhance gut health. So think probiotics that we're all taking a pill form. This is a natural food way to get that good gut health. And then finally, they are chock full of fiber. And that means that they're going to help with inflammation. They're going to help you feel full longer, which means less trips to the fridge for snacking. And you can get and feeling full with less food, so fewer calories, great for weight loss. And then they also help stabilize the blood sugar, so anyone that's dealing with pre-diabetic or diabetes, or any kind of spikes in blood sugar, beans help keep it nice and flat, which also helps prevent you from feeling hungry too. Have you ever eaten something that's purely sugar and then you're starving again like 5 minutes later? That's your blood sugar spiking up. So beans are one of those great things that help reduce that. And one of the things that happens with fiber, we'll talk about the elephant in the room here. Beans can make you toot. Yes, they can. There's a reason there's a rhyme for that, right? A lot of that is because of the fiber and also because of a protein in a lot of beans and legumes called lectin. And the lectin can usually be cooked out. That can be helpful as far as the fiber content. As you're transitioning into a high fiber diet, you can often just feel a little bit more bloated and gassy in general, but a lot of that will pass over time. So introduce more fiber gradually and you will have less bloating. But in general, they're very good for you. I would not eat beans just because you might get gassy a little bit. Just introduce them slowly, cook them before you eat them, or eat them in a can. They've been cooked for you. If you do have IBS or any nut or legume allergy, I would check with your doctor or avoid them. But if you don't, then you're good to go. So basically, beans come in cans. I use canned beans all the time. They're very quick and easy. You open them, you toss them on salads, you put them in soups, you can mush them and grind them up and turn them into hummus. They're fantastic. What I like about making my own beans though is I control what I put in them. So I can spice them up if I want to add flavor. And I can also eliminate things that might come into a processed thing, mainly salt. If you look, you can buy beans in the can that are low sodium or no sodium, but a lot of times this is one of the places where produced food sneaks in salt. So just be mindful of that. Like a regular can of pinto beans or refried beans can have like 540 milligrams of salt. That is a third of your daily allotment in a serving. So if you're watching your salt, or you're just trying, and that salt will also lead to inflammation. So if you're trying to go on the anti-inflammatory end of your diet, I highly recommend going low sodium and make your own. And it's really easy. So that's the part we're gonna go into next. I'm making some chickpeas or garbanzo beans, and here's the dried version right here. So as you can see, just get them in the bulk bin. You can buy them in a bag. They can be cheaper too than a canned bean. Canned beans are not expensive. That's why this is a great part of any kind of diet too, because it's affordable. They can be cheaper when you buy them dry, and it's not a lot of extra work. It does take a little bit of time though, because as I mentioned, it is good to soak them before you cook them. You don't have to, but it tends to cook some of that lectin out if you soak them first, and then decrease the chance of them being gas enhancing. It also decreases the cooking time a little bit. So I like to soak them overnight, and just right before bed, take a little bowl like this, pop the chickpeas in and cover them with a couple inches above them with water. Just leave it on the counter. The next morning, you'll see we have dried chickpea. I hope you can see. The phone is really far away from me so that I can get up here. And look, it's like doubled in size, maybe tripled in size. So that's just from soaking overnight. Oh, one more thing. Before you soak, especially if you have dried, I highly recommend putting them and rinsing them and kind of picking through them. A lot of times when they're being produced and stuck into the bulk bins, little rocks and pebbles can get in. You don't want to eat rocks and pebbles. At least I don't. So make sure that those are gone and pick those out. Once they have soaked, drain the water. Then grab yourself a nice big pot like this. Dump in the beans. And I would use a cup of dried beans, whatever they are. That's going to make about 3 cups of cooked beans. To give you a frame of reference, this is almost 2 cups of beans. So if you're going to make a batch of hummus, you usually use 1 can of beans. So 1 cup of dried beans is going to give you a batch of hummus, and then another cup to toss on salads or put in soups or wraps or whatever you want to do with it. And they'll last in your fridge for about a week, so that you can make them on Sunday and then have them for the rest of the week. So back to our recipe. We put our soaked, rinsed beans in here. We will cover them with water. And I wouldn't use the water you soaked them in, just because when we talked about the lectin that's in there, that's gonna leach out into that soaking water. And so you toss that down the drain. So give them nice fresh water. Cover them, put them on the stove, and you bring it up to a boil. Watch it, because these suckers like to boil over. So watch it as it comes up to a boil. Once it hits that, turn the stove all the way down to low, and then just let them simmer for about an hour. I would check them at about 50 minutes to an hour and pop a bean out of the pot and give it a taste, and it should be soft and squishy, just like the beans you get out of the can. And after they've soaked, they're fat, but they're still hard as a rock. That's why they need to have the cooking process. And through the magic of cooking TV, I have a batch ready to go. And as you can see, these guys are in the water. They're all cooked, and they've cooled down so that I can touch them. And then again, big fat, but they've got a little squish to them. And they taste fantastic. So these guys are ready to go into any recipe. And one more tip, this is the point at which you would give them any seasoning or any like flavor that you want to. Again, I'm low sodium, so I don't add any salt to these beans. But if you aren't doing that, you could easily just do a pinch of salt here, some pepper. You could add a bay leaf. You could throw in a hot chili pepper. That would be great to add a little spice. Some onions and garlic would be really good. If you did like maybe black beans with onions, garlic, and jalapeno, that would give them some deep depth of flavor if you were going to add them to, say, burritos or tacos or something later on. But essentially, that's all there is to it. And thank you so much for watching. You can follow me on Instagram and also Facebook at Aspire Zen, and PM me if you want to learn more about cooking and weight loss and getting wellness. Thank you. Happy Sunday to you. Bye-bye.